January 6 committee exposes a dark truth in going after BannonBut by moving forward to hold Steve Bannon, the architect of Trump's nationalist populism, in criminal contempt for refusing to comply with a subpoena. The panel may be providing the mastermind of Trump's blow-it-all-up strategy, yet another platform to try to tear down America's institutions. Attempts to hold the former president's inner circle accountable often fall short, and end up having the unintended effect of further politicizing the vital institutions of government. This committee's effort will face exactly the same kind of obstruction and intransigence as previous investigations of the former commander-in-chief meant to subject him to the checks and balances of the U.S. constitutional system. In a wider sense, the coming legal duel will also underline how the constitutional promise of oversight has been constantly shredded by Trump both in and out of power. Bannon never hid his desire to tear down the rules set by Washington's establishment, so he may relish the challenge and the chance to launch a political cause célèbre.
At the very least, this latest clash between Trump and the norms that have long governed U.S. political life underscores how desperate the ex-president is, for whatever reason, to conceal what really happened on January 6. And while he is trying to obscure the truth about what happened in the last election, his conduct is offering a foreboding preview of how he might act in his second term, if he were to win the 2024 election. Trump has shredded accountability as an example of how Trump will try to politicize the latest twist in the January 6 story. The ex-president put out a statement on Thursday demanding that the Unselect Committee should hold themselves in criminal contempt for cheating in the election and accused prosecutors of trying to destroy half the country. He added, "The people are not going to stand for it." So more than 6 months on, the ex-president is using new attempts to hold him to account as an opportunity for further incitement, as well as being an echo of the excesses of the previous administration. The fact that Bannon is going along with what appears to be a weak executive privilege argument made by Trump's lawyers contains a warning for the future about even more autocratic behavior if the former president is able to get behind the Oval Office desk again. Which is why the January 6 committee doesn't have much time to act. What is likely to be a prolonged and possibly inconclusive legal battle with Bannon could stretch right up until the midterm elections, when a possible new GOP House majority in January 2023 could just shut down the investigation before it has the chance to ink an official record for history on the outrage of January 6. As such, Bannon's strategy looks a lot like an attempt to run out the clock. A case against Bannon could take years. The House Select Committee is due to meet on Tuesday evening to begin the process of making the referral, which will require a full House vote. It then goes to the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia to consider next steps. Given the deeply political nature of the case, it will almost certainly fall to U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to decide whether to pursue a criminal case against Bannon. The history of this is not all that easy for the Congress, said Brand, who was general counsel for the House in 1983, the last time that it referred a criminal contempt case to the Justice Department. And while they can, in a sense, huff and puff until they get a conviction in a final judgment, it could be years, said Brand. Thompson, the Mississippi Democrat who chairs the January 6 Select Committee, made clear that his panel, which includes 2 Republicans, is trying to make an example of Bannon in taking the comparatively rare step of making a criminal referral to the Justice Department. If he refuses the subpoena like we expect him to continue to do, we are left with no other choice than to ask the Justice Department to lock him up and hold him in contempt. Clearly, that might send enough of a message that he will agree to talk to us. Asked whether the committee could subpoena Trump, Thompson answered, "Nobody is off limits." But even as the committee pushes ahead, time will be ticking down to the midterm elections in November 2022, which could spell the probe's eventual demise. Multiple lengthy legal actions like one involving Bannon could still hamper its ability to get all the facts. According to Woolley, the law professor, that would be a tragedy for a democracy itself and the American people, frankly.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.